What is up, guys? Sling HD here. Today we're going to do a video on top 3 tips that I have for new college students or college freshmen. I recently graduated. I received my associate's degree in networking, specifically networking security, um, which is where I'm working now. So through my 2 years of college, I went through the series of semesters and tests and interaction with teachers, advisors, etc. I kind of learned a few things that made it easier for me, or that would have made it easier for me. So that's kind of going to be what this video is about. And I'm going to go into detail about each of the 3 things. So to start it off, and these aren't really in order of importance. However, this first one, to me, I think is probably one of the most important things, and it's just be respectful to your teachers and advisors. What I mean by that is be polite. Just in general, just be a good person. Don't be an asshole. Really, is it's as simple as that. You don't want to be that guy in class with your phone going off, with some young Jeezy in the background playing, and you're over there texting and whatnot. Just abide by the teacher's rules. And a lot of times, yeah, you're gonna get teachers who are assholes, but majority of the time, in my experience, if you're just polite to these teachers, and I'm not talking about sucking up at all, I'm talking about just in general respecting them as a person and respecting them for the knowledge that they have that you're trying to learn. Now, what I've learned from being respectful to teachers and being polite is that it can make a difference in a whole letter grade. And I personally have seen that happen. Just from me being respectful to a teacher, I've had a B go to an A, I've had a D go to a B 2 times. Okay, and that was simply from me just being respectful to the teacher, and like I said, not sucking up, just being respectful, being on time, not being on my phone, and just following their rules. Some teachers just have a few things they dislike, and if you follow those rules, then generally the class isn't going to be that bad, and in my opinion, it will be hard to fail. I've had teachers that have allowed me to submit work multiple days past the due date just because I'm respectful to them, and they're understanding. If you're respectful to them, I've had teachers who are complete assholes, but because I've been nice to them and respectful to them, they've allowed me to submit late work when in their policies it says no late work will be submitted. So things like that will really help you out when you're respectful to a teacher. And a little bit further into that point, these teachers can oftentimes become friends. And for me personally, there's multiple teachers I became friends with that have assisted me with fixing my resume, making it better, looking for jobs, job placement, things like that, or just a normal friend, someone to talk to. Okay, so that would be my first tip, and like I said, probably one of the most important tips, if not the most important tip. So my second tip is to use all of your available resources, right? So you're paying for college, unless, of course, mommy and daddy are paying for it, or you have a scholarship. Either way, someone is paying for this. The money is coming from somewhere. So use the resources that are there. I know at my college there was employment centers. There was, lots of meetings where you could meet with other students, study groups, things like that. And not just study groups, but kind of like hangout type things where you can interact and meet people, meet new friends. If you're going to a college in a new state or a new area, it could be a great way for you to interact and meet new people. A lot of the other resources I'd like to mention are things like I had a teacher, right? So he suggested, it wasn't a task, but he said there's a meeting that's once a month, and you students, you guys are welcome to come on my behalf. And the meeting was pretty much a information security meeting, and the way it worked was there was a sponsor who sponsored the event. They would have a quick little seminar, go over their software or their technology, and then after that there would be food and kind of like a mingling type thing. And through that mingling there was multiple employers there that you could talk to, and lots of people I knew through going to school got jobs simply by going to that meeting, by using the resources available to them. On top of that, other resources, there's multiple scholarships that can help you pay for college. Scholarships such as just simply writing a paper that can get you a few $1,000s to help pay for school. If you look at your university, there will be a list, a very long list of available scholarships. And of course, you're not going to qualify for every one of them, but there are a lot that you will qualify for. And me personally, I paid for my schooling. So this was a resource I really enjoyed and really helped me, and I really appreciated it, and it helped immensely. Other things are internships and co-ops. Use these things to your advantage, guys. You're paying for this, like I said, or someone is paying for this. Use it to your advantage. These things are there to help you. You want to use this time the best you can. And something I look back on, I do wish I used more of the resources that were available to me. So that's why I bring that point up. So now let's go into the last thing. The last tip I have is do not wait until you graduate to start planning or looking for a job. As you guys all know, or many people know, getting a job, maybe you don't know, getting a job out of college is not always an easy thing and is often a very difficult thing to do, especially depending on what your degree is. If you go to school for liberal arts, don't expect to come out of school and get a job making $100,000 a year immediately. But even when you go to school for a trade, for instance, I went to school for networking, IT, and I had this idea that, I'll just go to school, I'll get my degree, and I'll be making great money. The day I graduate, I'll have a job. And that is not the case. And I didn't wait till the end to start looking for the job, but I waited longer than I should have. And what I mean by not waiting, the steps you should take is start working on your resume early. A lot of people will say, I don't have experience, I can't get the job. Well, you're doing labs in class. You're doing these activities. That's experience. Put that on your resume. And let me reference back to the other tip I spoke about using the resources. There's lots of colleges will offer resume building help. There's even I had an advisor who critiqued the hell out of my resume, and it was almost like a school assignment, but it helped, and it helped ultimately get the job that I have today. So to prepare for this, while you're in school, really get an idea of where you want to be working, what you want to be doing. Look up the salaries, look up the requirements. Very important. Look up the requirements of the job you want. And when you see those requirements, think to yourself, maybe write down which requirements you have and which ones you don't. And from there, that's where you'll start planning on, okay, maybe I need to get this certification. Okay, I need to learn more about this type of technology, things like that. And if you do this while you're still in college, when you graduate, you'll be in a much better position to get a job. And again, don't expect to get a great job out of college. I did, and I didn't. I got a good job. I'm happy with my job. I'm not making a ton of money, but I'm surviving, and I'm grateful to have a job. But what I want to stress to a lot of you is really plan on having to put in a lot of effort into getting that job. Don't just assume that because you're going and getting a degree that's a free ticket to a good job, because it's not. It really isn't. And it seems that that's kind of like an idea a lot of people have. It's an idea that I had. And I found out it's untrue. But that's okay. Because like I said, this tip is about preparing for that ahead of time. So just, again, what I would say is just know that it's going to be difficult. But the more you prepare, the more you really focus on what it is you want to do after you graduate, what specific field, what specific title of job that you want, the sooner you can begin to start getting those requirements you need. And with these 3 tips, I believe that it will make college an easier experience for you and I believe that it will put you in a better position to be successful in life. And I'd like to end the video with saying, by no means do I think that college is absolutely necessary. Absolutely not. You do not have to go to college to be successful. But if you do go to college, don't expect that you're just going to be successful because you went to college, because that's not the case. So again, these 3 tips are meant to kind of give anybody who's really starting college, is new to starting college, to kind of just help you out through your whether it's your associate's degree, your bachelor's, or master's, whichever it may be. So I hope these tips will help you. I know that they helped me. And again, guys, it's really up to you. It's up to the amount of work you want to put in. So we'll end it with that. As always, thank you so much for watching. If any of you guys have any other tips, please leave them below. Let's help people out. Let's help people, be more successful. Let's spread the help around, because it's nice. It's nice to have tips and suggestions, and I received a lot through my time in college, and it put me in the position I am today. So please, if you guys got any other tips, leave them in the comments below. If you've got any questions, leave them right down there below. I'll answer them right away. And we'll end it with that, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you next time.